Well guys, time for another tips video. I'm going to be trying to do more people per video because every single time I make a tips video, I get back the same amount of people who I had just done a tips video on requesting one and then some. Oh well, fine by me. Anyways, let's begin with Kirby GameCube. So looking at Kirby GameCube's Super Mario Odyssey review, I actually have pretty much no complaints. It's well edited, the skits are funny, and my only gripe would be that it's only in 720p 60 frames per second, as opposed to 1080p 60 frames per second. Other than that, no real issues here, honestly. Nice work. In fact, you just got yourself a new subscriber, Kirby GameCube. Keep up the good work. Next, let's take a look at FireFlowerFilms. I watched Super Bowl commercials, which sadly, given the name and the way it starts out, made me think it was just going to be an SML clone. I mean, heck, he started out with the same music Logan uses. And while they were kinda similar, the original material and FireFlowerFilms certainly had their differences. Also, the thing that really sold me on this being pretty good was this one joke.
Hi there, my name is Tim. Don't be an idiot. Don't eat Tide Pods. Drink bleach instead!
I'm sorry, but I loved this. Also, the fact that Tim didn't sound like Black Yoshi like I was expecting was good. That being said, there are a couple issues. First of all, the video is only at 720p, which is decent, I suppose, but render in 1080p if you can. Also, the video quality is a bit grainy. Try using a better camera so that things aren't so grainy, or use better lighting, or a combination of the two. And finally, the camera. While not the worst I've seen, the video is kinda shaky at times, so maybe work on that. Although I do like the jump cuts you added in, and the voice work is decent, even though it's fairly easy to tell it's all just you. And hey, at least you shifted the pitch on Bowser. Alright, next. And here we have Squishward. Let's check out his top 5 best and worst SML videos of 2017. I mean, the thumbnail looks a bit poorly done, but hey, we can let that slide. Let's take a look.
What the hell was that?
Okay, well, where do I begin? The thing that needs work is, well, all of it. I don't really know where to begin with this, so I'll just say, learn how to make a basic video comprised of more than just text. Yeah, that ought to do it. Next is Ryan036. I watched Woody's Geico commercial, and my advice is near identical to FireFlowerFilms, except your content is a slight bit worse in my opinion. Mostly just all the camera shake and the camera being grainy. Although this part with who is supposedly the Geico Gecko made me laugh.
If you're trying to wipe the blood off a body, you gotta use water.
Okay, ArmyManTV. So the biggest problem is that there are sections of the video I watched where it feels like the editing quality suddenly spiked, well, relatively speaking, and then it just kinda drops back down a couple seconds later. So I don't know what gives. But all I can say is you sound a bit young for this. But I mean, hey, you do you. But you seriously need a better avatar than a poorly drawn stick figure, okay? And finally, AwfulFanVore. Oh boy, do I have quite a bit to say. So this is another SML animation channel, which is actually pretty decent, I must say. That or my expectations have been so drastically lowered by Nintendo that anything that doesn't look like this is high quality. But in all seriousness, this is pretty decent. There's just a couple small problems. The frame rate seems a bit too slow and choppy, and I feel like there's way too much reliance on close-ups here. And some facial expressions can be, shall we say, interesting. And now a less technical standpoint and more what are you doing standpoint. You see, AwfulFanVore likes to ship her character with Jeffy sometimes. Yeah, okay, maybe don't do that. That seems kind of weird. But also, so you know how part of her name has, well, Vor in it. Yeah, she'll sometimes like to put that into her videos as well. Now, I'm not one to kink shame. Oh wait, yes I am. Yeah, Kimek would know that. But my policy on stuff like this is, unless your fetish involves harming someone else or yourself, frankly, I don't really care about it. But please don't go sharing it around with the world, especially if, you know, like, no one asked. When you put that type of stuff in your videos, that's kind of what you're doing. You're sharing it with the world. Just don't, alright? It makes people go like, oh wow, these animations are really good. And then they see one of these, and they say, yeah, never mind. Maybe I'll just leave. Seriously though, I think this is something that could really help your channel by, you know, just, you know, not doing that. Just gonna be honest. Alright? Well anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next tips video. As always, if you want a tips video of your own, go to Request Tips Videos video, which is linked in the description, and ask there, not here, so I can keep things organized. Same thing goes for channel checkups, which are only for people who have already had a tips video. Well, thank you all for watching, and take care.